Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another fantastic episode of Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2. This is episode number 7, and I have two quick announcements before I even start to get into the episode. Number 1, I apologize for missing Monday's update. We will be getting an additional episode of this series on Sunday to make up for the lost episode this week. I ran into some scheduling conflicts over the weekend, and I don't want to get too deep into it, but once again, I do apologize for that. And then update number 2, the channel has just hit 50 subscribers, which is a very huge deal to myself. I know it's a very small thing, but for myself it is a huge deal. Honestly, I at no point would have imagined getting 50 subscribers, so I wanted to thank each and every one of you watching this episode or participating in any of the series, giving any comments, giving any feedback, anything like that. I greatly value all 50 subscribers out there, along with everybody who's just gone and viewed a singular video as well. It all means a great deal to me, and it's astonishing to me that there's even 50 people that find these videos entertaining, so I appreciate all of it. But today, in our fantastic episode of Kingdom Hearts 2, episode number 7, we will be dealing with The Land of Dragon, Part 1. That's what the title of the video will likely be. This is really like the first half of the Mulan story. It may even be a little bit more than half. Honestly, I don't think there's a ton to do after this. I think our Friday episode will be a little bit shorter, but then we'll make the most out of Sunday's episode, of course. I did a recording of this on Monday and was hoping to get this out Monday night, as the Pokemon Soul Silver is coming out Tuesday night. I'm doing this directly after doing that, but when I went back and reviewed what I had recorded, guess what happened, folks? Too many soda pops. That's right. So about 15 to 20 minutes into the episode, I started making not very logical sense as to what was going on. But this is the first part. We could see all the guys run away. Sora, Donald, Goofy, and Mulan. I think she's going by the name of Ping. We'll battle through these Heartless, and you can see the morale meter here is going to be a big part of this world. Unfortunately, I'm not a huge fan of it. Anytime, not just myself, but any team member on our team takes damage, they drop a bunch of these orbs. We have to go and pick them up in order to keep the morale up. And if we don't pick up any orbs or kill anybody, the morale just slowly goes down over time as well. It's all extremely annoying, if I'm going to be brutally honest. It's gameplay that was added to the game for no specific reason that I can find. It's just to be annoying. Just because I get, like, if Sora took damage doing it, but the fact that, like, if any team member takes damage, it decreases the morale is kind of malarkey, if I'm gonna be honest. It's kind of like garbage way to write a game. Because, like, yeah, they could get cornered in an area over here like this, and I could do nothing about it. And, like, them taking damage shouldn't reflect on me. I get it's a team effort, but, like, come on. Like, in some instances like that, it's complete and utter garbage. But Sora, Donald, Goofy, here we are. Reporting for duty, good sir. And I think I said it in a previous episode, but like I said in the last Let's Play, which was the original Kingdom Hearts, when we get to bring on a team member from the world, right? So in this case, Mulan, we get to add Mulan to our team. What I'm going to try to do is switch out one of our characters, but do it every other world. So in this world, it's me, Goofy, and Mulan. The next world, whoever we team up with, it'll be me, Donald, and that team member. Just so that way the leveling is relatively consistent. I know that'll put Donald and Goofy back a few levels underneath Sora come endgame time, but I don't think they'll be as critical to be exactly the same level, as much as I want them within like 2 to 3 levels of Sora. But if we consistently do it with one team member, it means there's a whole bunch of grinding at the end of the game for the other team member, and yeah, that's never fun. It doesn't meet the criteria, and especially with this Let's Play in particular, I mean, right, this needs to be wrapped up supposedly according to my schedule by the end of June. And I can tell you just right now, that likely ain't happening. Like, it's a long game, and we're in the first world, and we're 3 weeks into the month. Given we started a week late, and this game has a very large introduction, but yeah, I think there's just way too much I think we are going to end up going a week or two over, which isn't all that bad, because I think after June, our next Let's Plays for July and August are going to be a Nuzlocke, a Pokemon Pearl, and I have faith we can complete Soul Silver in the time allocated. And then on top of that, we'll also have our Monday, Friday episodes, which will be Super Mario World 2. So if we need to squeeze in a Wednesday additional episode of Kingdom Hearts 2 to get some stuff wrapped up, hey, we could do that. We have plenty of time to do it. But, yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, folks. You know, that's all part of these episodes. Sometimes stuff drags on. Sometimes stuff wraps up quicker than expected, too. Like, I've never played Super Mario 2, but... Super Mario Bros. 2, but I'm imagining it is not going to take a full 2 months. That's at least my initial gut reaction. From what I can recall, it's not as bulky. But there we go. We finally got that heart puzzle piece. You can see I was trying to get it. We'll be able to get some of them later with the flying ability that's released later in the game. But we don't have that right now. And that brings back another very, very important element of Kingdom Hearts 2. So in Kingdom Hearts 1, we went to all the worlds, we closed them off, and we did what we needed to do, and we were done. I'm going to give you a little bit of a spoiler here. In Kingdom Hearts 2, we are going to be revisiting almost every single world that you see at least once for an alternate boss battle. And it is required in the game to go and do that, and I'm pretty certain of that. So that should be very interesting. It does give us a really valid reason to come back and actually return to these worlds, because there'll be updated bosses, there'll be updated everything, and we'll have new abilities, meaning we'll be able to get some of the stuff we couldn't on our initial walkthrough, meaning we can get more items and things of that nature, which is always really fun. I love it when a game actually gives me a reason to go back to a place, not just, oh, you want more exploring to do? Go ahead. You know, because that, I don't know. I think it's fun for games to do that. Like, I had a lot of fun when I played through Breath of the Wild, the Zelda game. But at the same point in time, when it's laid out like that, it's really hard to do a Let's Play without doing, like, a streaming thing, because I could do 3 hours of gameplay to achieve something very minuscule that makes a 5-minute video. And is that a good use of my time? Is what I'm always left with. But regardless, I kind of went off on a tangent there. Here on these 3 little tasks for the captain here, we just pretty much have to clear out Heartless and keep the morale up. This is sort of like our test to see if we're good enough, but once again, the whole morale thing is kind of a joke to me. I don't even consider it to be... It's not a valid way to test worthiness of the team. It really isn't. Because our team is going to be weak at this point in time in the game, and we're going to take hits, and I feel like the health should be a good enough indicator if we're able to survive or not. Like, the morale is kind of a joke. Especially because it just goes down with time, too. Like, that's what makes it more aggravating for me. I could see it being based off of whatever, you know, us taking damage and stuff like that. But being as it just goes down in general is also very aggravating. And we didn't get it that time, but I think if we hit him in the air, we can actually stun him, which is a nice... Yeah, right there. There we go. So you see, now he lands stunned, and it should be easy to take him out. So that's one of our first big Heartless that we're seeing. It's definitely not a boss Heartless, because there's a bunch of them, but... that's sort of our first bulky Heartless that comes around in this game. You know, there's quite a few of them, you'll see, but I think as far as, like, these games go, and I try to use that to stun him, it looks like it did stun him, but it didn't do any damage, so, I mean, it helped, but not to the degree I was hoping. But yeah, you'll see there's a lot of big Heartless that are like, oh boy, they're a problem the first time I see them. And then what tends to happen is when we come back and we return to these worlds, they're all a big joke. Like, the things just don't scale, like, according to us. That's, like, my biggest thing with these. You can see here, I decided to, like, jump around and do whatever, but we might as well do the final mission with this guy. This final mission is actually the hardest because the morale goes down really, really quick, in my opinion, compared to other ones. I mean, look at it. It's already, like, eating away at it. And there's only 8 Heartless, but they're kind of hiding and we can only pick up a certain amount of morale. What I do find out here in a hot minute is the best approach to defeating this is pick up the morale you can, and then like that, lock onto the next Heartless that spawns and just go at them. Now, if they're out of range, obviously we can't do that. But once again, it kind of makes it like a big hide-and-seek match. It's not fair sometimes. That would be my own little feedback there. And you can see from the small Heartless, we get barely any morale back. So this isn't going to work for long if we don't find like one of the flying Heartless or anything like that that's going to give us a good chunk of morale back to the team. It's going down at such an alarming rate. And I mean, keep in mind, this is the standard mode. This is the mode that most players are going to walk into the game and just say, okay, this is where I'm starting. Hopefully I can beat this. I'm not making it really easy on myself, but I'm not going to make it hard either. Like, this is the default difficulty. And this is pretty challenging. I mean, you can see we're right at the nail of it. Right in the final couple seconds. And luckily we pull it off there. Like I said, that's just because I played through this Let's Play so many times. And then we got an AP boost. So I'm going to try and save the AP boosts for much later in the Let's Play, if I'm going to be 100% honest, because they could really help out. Especially, I don't think as much for Sora, as much as they'll help with the underleveling of Donald and Goofy as we progress throughout the game. Giving them some additional AP power-ups so that way they can use some really cool actions within the game, I think is going to be largely beneficial towards the end. So I'm going to try and hold on to them as long as possible. It is going to be tempting as we learn new abilities, but we don't have enough AP to utilize them to just go ahead and do that, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And you can see I just blew past what he was saying, so now I need to reread it because I didn't listen to what he said when he said it, and I also didn't read the prompt. So all we need to do is make our way up the side of the mountain. This is going to be relatively easy. Not all that difficult to really accomplish. It's honestly, I probably shouldn't have even left the majority of it in the video, but I did. So what are you going to do? Let's get some of these boxes here. See what we can get. And here's some old traditional Heartless. That's what I like to see in my Let's Play of these episodes. Some of the old traditional guys. They tend to add a lot of fun into the Let's Play. Not that the new guys don't as well, but it's always good to see like some returning Heartless and things like that. Things that are like throwbacks to the original Kingdom Hearts. So like I said, this whole game series for me is one of my favorites by miles. It is so fun to play through time and time again. It never lets me down. I always have a ton of fun doing all of it. So when I see returning members and things like that, it really makes me pretty excited for what's coming up. There we go. We got the dog with us on the couch here today. She was being oddly quiet. So I wanted to go and give her a pet there for a second just to make sure all is good in the dog neighborhood. And, yeah, I guess, just as a fun side tidbit, I aggressively walk my dog. That's how I would word it. My dog gets probably about, let's see here, we got like, probably walk her about 9 to 12 miles a day. Somewhere in that ballpark. And I myself, as I've shared on this channel plenty of times, a really active person, love to run and things like that. But yeah, the other day I was walking the dog and some old lady that lives up the street came out, and turns out she bought the dog a toy at the store. So restore some faith into humanity there. Really made the dog's day and mine. But no, yeah, every now and then I just like to share a little bit. But here we go. There's a bird of ominous presence. Because of course there is. There's always a bird of ominous presence. And really here, you could take a good amount of time and do like everything that it wants you to do. But this Y push is going to move these boulders, which is actually going to let us progress. So the biggest thing I can think of to do here is just progress, 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 and forget about everything else because we don't want the morale to just run out. So that's my main objective, is like just continue to do this, and if they get in your path, they'll at least get hit by whatever you're hitting. I don't have to open these, but I'm gonna open as many as I can on the way up, because I remember on the way down, this just turns into a headache to go and open a lot of this stuff. Like I said, next episode will likely be a little bit more grindy, plus the end of this world, because I think we complete about 70 to 80% of it in this episode, even though it's supposed to be the halfway point. Oddly enough, yeah, this is my favorite game in the series, but I often forget like a lot of the story elements. Like I forget like what the whole is, but I forget like the actual length and duration it takes me to go and do things. So if you see me having episodes where like one day it's 35 minutes and then the next day it's 20 minutes, like that's sort of why that stuff kind of occurs, is I sort of lose track as to like how long does it take me to actually do things. And I mean, that'll become explicitly apparent come the end of the game, because it becomes unforgiving. The end of this game is brutal. Is the most challenging and just over-the-top lengthy ending of a video game of all time. But it makes sense, and honestly, it really set up for, like, a great finale for the series, even though it's not the finale. It's set up for, like, the ultimate... For me, if it could have ended here, compared to what we got in Kingdom Hearts 3, I might have taken it. Because Kingdom Hearts 3 was 80% Disney whatever, and then 20% really good lore stuff jammed in at the end of it. Whereas this game does a good job, as you've already seen, like right off the bat, the first world, the organization's there, they're apparent, they're making themselves known, they're all over the place. It's like, you get little breadcrumbs in this game that lead up to what's to come. Whereas in Kingdom Hearts 3, which is my biggest knock against it, is you don't get breadcrumbs as much as you get little bits of cheese wrapped in rat poison. Like it just leads nowhere. And based off of what we know in the story up till that point, like it's like, okay, but we already know all this. But I'm gonna stop complaining about Kingdom Hearts 3 and wait till we do that Let's Play to actually get into all my grievances about it. So let's just continue to progress here. We're only on episode 7 of Kingdom Hearts 2 Average Joe. We haven't even approached Kingdom Hearts 3 as a title. So let's not beat it too badly yet, because I'm sure when we get there, its time will come. But there we go. He thought he saw the big bad headed into this little cave. And let's go around the village first. Let's see how many of these little crowns we can get. I'm going to talk to the Moogle. I don't know if that's how you say his name. Mogul. I call him the Moogle. I don't care. All I know, and all you need to know, is that synthesizing is going to be the way to get the ultimate weapon at the end of this game. As it was in Kingdom Hearts 1, but we didn't have enough time to go through and do it. Will we have enough time in Kingdom Hearts 2? Possibly. It will be really, really close if we do. Yeah, it'll be extremely close if we get the opportunity to do that. I would really love to. I have used the ultimate weapon in the past on the final battles, and it is a very overpowered and destructive weapon in the game. It just completely annihilates people at the end of the game, which is really fun because, you know, all the fruits of you being overpowered and spending all the time getting all these weapons and synthesizing stuff and building towards the ultimate success really pays off at the end when you have a weapon that just completely annihilates the enemy. It's like walking into an old western with a tank. Like, that's how it makes it. It's just like you come out guns a-blazing with such an advantage. It's remarkable. And I know this isn't even relatively close to it, but there is a hidden boss at the very, very end of this game. For those that are aware, I have never beaten him. I will demonstrate him at the end of this game. I cannot promise we will beat him. Sort of along the lines in Soul Silver, where I promise we'll play against Red at the end of that game, but we won't beat him. I can promise the same here. We'll give it our try, but I'm not going to spend more than 30 minutes trying. But here we go. Mushu misled us. It's a dead end inside this cave. I wouldn't call this a dead end as much as I would call it Dracula's vacation home. It certainly is not. This is not nothing. This seems like... I haven't seen the original Mulan movie in years, so I forget if this has any significance in the film, this location. Outside of this little battle we're about to have, it doesn't here, but... And the bad guy was here. He was just hiding in the box of fireworks or something. I don't know. This is really stupid. Why would he be that close to all of us up on the mountain? None of this makes sense. But that's okay. That's okay, because we're playing an RNG sort of like game right now. And I try to just go for like full-blown attacks here, but you're going to see really quickly that I start to realize how useful some of the magic is in this game. And it's something I've forgotten in the past. You know, I definitely cure and like a lot of those things, of course. But if I recall correctly, in this game, fire spins around you. It's not like Blizzard shoots out like in a straight line like that, but I believe fire just spawns all around you, which in scenarios like this is going to be very, very helpful, because we have a lot of little Heartless attacking us from every angle. It's too much to one-hit them all. But I'm trying to just grunt my way through it, and that works up until we get all these little Heartless guys. So let's try fire. Yeah, that's perfect. It spins all the way around us, so let's get dead center. And then just keep spamming fire and slowly chipping away at the herd here. That's very nice. But you can see it's all slowly there we go. And the MP has finally hit the red stage, which is what I really wanted to describe too. So when the MP hits this red stage, what happens is we have to wait for it to load all the way up in order for us to use it again. Which, in some cases, can be devastating, especially if we need it for like a cure spell. Right now, it's not going to be too bad, but I do think it's going to pose a real threat here in a second, because I think our health gets like devastatingly low. It's getting pretty low. I don't think we could take him on with this amount of health, and it doesn't help that I'm still taking hits. Yeah, this is bad. And I don't have any items in my quick select. And Mulan is doing jack diddly for myself. So I need to get out of here, because I could legitimately die at this point. What I'm going to try to do, because he has not a lot of health left, but enough, is I'm going to try and get far enough away and then just spam Blizzard at him and get as much damage done this way. There we go. We were able to knock him out. Very good. And the veil gets released. And I'm sure nothing devastating has happened outside of this battle. I'm sure everybody at the village is doing A-okay. Because that would make plenty of sense for the plot line, right? Everybody should be fine. Everything should be good. Let's go see what's going on. What is going on in town? And here, this is a lot of the stuff that I want to cut in future episodes. This one I was in a rush to really get out because I missed Monday's episode, of course. Cough, cough. Sorry, sorry. But stuff like that I really want to get out of, like, the final cuts if possible. I really want to do, like, all my changes to the characters right at the beginning, and then if we get, if we get like a major move or something, upgrade it then, but then kind of bank on using the rest of the time to sort of work through plot elements. And of course we come out, the town is burned down. She's like, Captain, no, They burned down your town and you don't even have a scratch on you. What happened? It's like, it's just a scratch.
Where did they go?
It doesn't even look like that. They didn't even mess up your hair, man.
We'll stop them.
It looks like nothing happened to you. It's not really our fault. Everybody agrees, except for me, who's here thinking with logic. Like, what if we just went to go get a gallon of milk? Would it have still been our fault?
You track down the villagers. We'll handle this.
Sora's got some good boy growth. He's like, I'm gonna be a strong man here.
Let's go.
Which, I mean, good for Sora, but doesn't help that this man burned down a village. You can have as much faith as you want, but a village has been burned down, my good guy. Luckily we got those pieces when we did, because now it's all burned to the ground. And we don't really need to talk to these guys. I know they're big. They have some big relevance in the plot in the actual movie, but here they're just sort of side characters to get us to where we need to go. It's really not. It's not worth the time. There we go, some more puzzle pieces. I think these puzzle pieces they come into like a large part of like some of the hidden bonuses at the end of the game, which I want to explore as much as possible. I know I've definitely beaten... Without beating... I'll just say his name. I don't want to. Without beating the ultra secret boss in this game, I have 100%ed every other element of the game. So I know what like all these puzzle pieces and stuff lead towards, and it's cool. Does it really add anything? Not particularly. And like I said, with the fly command, we could come back and get these a million times easier. So let's just bail on this for right now. Let's just progress forward. We'll come back when we have the fly command to make life a ton easier. And there he is. The big bad of this Disney World himself. A man whose name I don't know, so we'll just call Attila the Hun. Because that much I do know. Sorry, this was not a Disney movie that I had any care of when I was younger. I did not give any care to this Disney movie. Mulan was not in my top 10. Oh, and we've switched. It's just gonna be Sora out here. Sora, what do you have to deal with, my guy? Oh, shit. This is a lot of Heartless to deal with. Wish we had the Thunder spell right about now. Excuse me. Well, I couldn't remember that, Sora, when we awoke from the chamber. How about Thunder or Cure? Both of those seem like they'd be pretty solid right about now. But instead you learn the triangle command to do some hocus pocus magic. I don't even know what I was going to say. I think I was accidentally going to say ministry, which I'm pretty sure has to do with the Catholic Church, and is not relevant at all. Oh, we got a magic lock on. That's pretty nice. So I think that just means like magic isn't... It's going to try and lock on when we go to utilize it. I don't know. We'll see what that means later. I do think that's a good use of AP, though. I mean, like I said, in the future, it's really going to become, let's spam Cure a lot. I really want to get to at least 40 Heartless here. Can we get that? 41, okay. That's fair. I'll give it that. Obviously, you can't 100% that. I don't think you can beat every Heartless in that section at this point in time. I think it's impossible. But here they come. I think they're all going to attack again. With him as the leader. That's honestly not that many Heartless compared to what we just dealt with. I mean, I don't know how strong of a fighter he is.
Stand back. We'll handle this.
And he's like, stand back, we'll handle this. And they're going to launch the cannon right at him. But then Mulan gets a good idea.
Sorry.
She's like, sorry. We're going to do something else. She aims it up there, which is actually a pretty solid idea. Then she grabs Mushu, use him as a lighter. I wish I had Mushu as a lighter on myself. That'd be pretty badass. Just walk up, be like, hold on a second, guys. That'd be pretty fun. But there we go. She causes an avalanche.
Yes, Captain.
She's like, yeah. Then the captain comes up and we're like, Captain, you better get the hell out of here. There's an avalanche. And Attila the Hun is going to make a run for it. And he gets stampeded by the avalanche. Mulan saves the captain. Sora stands there like a dummy. But eventually we all get out of the way. I love that, like, nobody... I know in later worlds they do, but nobody's questioning the fact that this kid's running around with a giant key beating the shit out of things. Like, if that's like an everyday item that you could just use. But there we go. She has saved the captain.
From now on, you have my trust.
Thank you, Captain.
We have his trust.
First she used me as a lighter, then she turned into a cannonball.
Oh, Mushu's gonna frickin' blow it. We just got his trust.
I can't take this no more. Come on, Mulan, let's quit this charade and go home, girl.
Mushu.
What?
Woman? Can't be.
He's like, a woman. Cannot be.
Captain.
He's like, you guys knew the whole time, didn't you?
Didn't you?
Once again, really stupid. I get it. I get the plot of the movie. I truly get it. It seems a little
The punishment for high
old
treason and
at this point in
dishonoring
time. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I really don't want to go into detail because I know that could be a really hot take. But
Now, you're all dismissed.
I just don't.
But Captain.
It's not compelling.
My debt is
And I'm gonna leave it there. But there we go. I do genuinely feel bad for Mulan here. Mulan's a pretty strong warrior. Should be treated as so. These guys haven't seen them do anything, let alone cause an avalanche or take out Attila the Hun. You tell me. Sora, Donald, and Goofy never seem to care. And Mushu's an ancient dragon. He doesn't care. There we go.
Thank you, everyone.
Mulan takes off her outfit.
Sorry I got you in
She's like,
trouble.
thanks, guys. Sorry I got you all in trouble. And it's like, yeah,
So Ping. I mean, Mulan.
what are we gonna
What
do?
are you gonna do now?
Go back home.
She's like, go back home. He's like, your dad's gonna be, he's gonna be pretty pissed off. She's like, oh boy. But that is gonna wrap up this episode. If you like this episode, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff is greatly motivational towards myself and continues myself to make videos just like this in the near future. Plus, it's all free for you on your end, so why not? Why not just go and do that? Just go and do that. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go do it. But this series here will be coming out on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Pokemon Soul Silver, of course, will be picking up on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which should be a lot of fun. I think both Let's Plays are turning out to be pretty excellent. I'm excited for the latest entry in all of them. Here we're going to see Attila the Hun actually survive this, which is going to lead us into the last little chunk of this world that we're going to be completing in the next episode. On Pokemon Soul Silver, we'll be getting our second gym badge next episode as well. So lots of good stuff to look forward to on both Let's Plays this week. With that being said, I hope you all had a snazzy start to your week. I know this will be coming out on Wednesday morning, and I missed you all on Monday. But I hope you all had a snazzy Monday, snazzy Tuesday. You all have a snazzy day today, and a snazzy way to finish up your week. Till next time, guys, everybody take it easy, and as always, peace out, Girl Scout. See you guys.
Shan Yu.
He's alive.
He's heading for the Imperial City. We've got to warn Shang.